Welcome. I would like to welcome you all to our Civil User Conference. My name is Burak Boyacı. I'm the Director of Product Management here in Bentley Civil. I'm responsible for the products, OpenRose, OpenBridge, OpenRail, OpenTunnel, and OpenSite. So let's get started. Today, I'd like to get started with some sad news. As some of you may know, our very own Mo Harmon passed away last month. He was a great friend. He was an amazing colleague, and he was the soul of Bentley Civil. Please join me for a moment of silence for him. Thank you. You might have heard from the social media that Bentley Systems celebrated its 40-year anniversary last week. Bentley, as mentioned in its mission, has been committed to advance the world's infrastructure for better quality of life. Here's to celebrating the past 40 years while looking forward to continuing empowering people to design, build, and operate better and more resilient infrastructure. Also on the right-hand side, you can see Mike Wilson, who is our Senior Director of Software Development. He is celebrating 40-year anniversary in Gulf Coast by the beach. I'd like to start with a few fun cartoons. Let's take a look at this one. One team member, the guy at the very right-hand side, is rowing on the wrong direction, while there's this guy on the very left-hand side thinking that he's directing, managing, or training the team. Maybe this guy at the very end, right-hand side, is a great rower. Maybe he's doing a great job by himself. But is he really helping the team? No. It doesn't matter how good and skillful a person is. Everyone needs training to utilize the tools better and more productive within the teamwork. This is a good example for need for better training. Another one right here. This guy is trying to give the other two a set of circle wheels, but they insist on using what they already have, rectangular wheel, saying that they are busy and they don't want to change right now. Does this look familiar to you at all? It looks familiar to me, honestly. It reminds me Brock from 10 years ago. Sometimes we stuck with what we have and what we are familiar with and missing opportunities to be more efficient and more productive. It's a good example for a need to embrace the change. One last one. Here are data created a while ago by someone that's buried deep. And the other two guys are trying to take it out, but have no idea what that is, who created it, and what it was for. It's a good example of what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't waste the efforts that was used to create a very valuable data that probably cannot be regenerated later. All data created should stay live until the end of the life cycle. So now let's more focus on the industry challenges that industry we live in, the civil industry. Aging infrastructure is not only a Western world problem, but it's everywhere now. It increases the volume of transportation projects that's dumped on the industry. That means that we have to deliver projects in a shorter amount of time. The amount is higher, we gotta deliver faster. In addition, there's more emphasis on focus on public safety and environmental impacts, more than ever. There are a lot of things you could get away with in the past, but not anymore. This adds another level of difficulty into the mix. Also, compared to past decades, certainly complexity and the scope of the projects increased tremendously. Majority of the developed countries' design projects are now brownfield. which means there are a lot of constraints that you have to take it into account. There are a lot of parameters that you cannot change with, like in the case of greenfield projects. Therefore, a multidisciplinary approach is now almost a must in all these complex projects to address the scope, to address the safety, sustainability, and environmental issues. However, all these disciplines and the data they produce are, a lot of the times, in silos. One discipline comes and says, oh, I use this tool and this data format, while the partner discipline comes and say, you know what, I use another tool and I'm using a different data set, data file type. So what do? How can you provide a seamless project delivery with different data types and different tools? Tough. Last but not certainly the least, the workforce issues. With COVID, as you know, we lost many experienced workforce to retirement. And unfortunately, civil engineering is becoming less and less popular among students, among the youth. We are getting less and less civil engineering graduates compared to last decade. So we are trying to do more with less. In addition, how much time do we spend, or how much time do we have to train these young folks while trying to finish the urgent projects? It's very challenging. So I summarized the Bentley Civil responses to the industry challenges in 3 categories: academics and training, product and technology, and digital project delivery. Let's get started with the academics and training part. I believe a lot of you are familiar with the Bentley Civil accreditation programs. A lot of you heard about the Premier Scholar program, which is an expert level accreditation program that the participants gets a deep understanding of the Bentley software applications. And we are offering this for OpenROS Designer and OpenBridge Modeler as of today from the Bentley Civil side. There are also other accreditation programs that you can get. It could be a road modeler, it could be a road designer or bridge modeler. And these are typically online and on-demand courses, and that aims to teach you the best practices and Bentley recommended workflows to increase your efficiency and productivity. We highly recommend taking these accreditations to increase your productivity. Also, Bentley released a new LEARNserver a few months ago. It's compared to previous platform, it's a much more modern, more stable and capable platform that we hope to support your learning needs. Different learning material is presented that covers multiple brands, covers different languages and qualification levels. As you know, Bentley has been trying to increase the footprint in the universities in the last couple of years in order to serve you better for increasing your productivity. So we understand how important for your efficiency and productivity to get new university graduates with the knowledge of Bentley products, the products that you use day in and out. If you get a fresh out of college engineer with the knowledge of these tools, how amazing that will be. For this, a couple of years ago, Bentley made almost all its products for free for universities for academic purposes. But we knew this wasn't good enough. Therefore, we started partnering with universities to find ways to efficiently train civil engineering students. For this example, we partnered with Michigan Technological University. They created a 14-week course, and Bentley Civil applications are embedded within this course via projects, via labs, And when it will be released later this year, it will be free of charge for all universities and professors. They can easily take it and start teaching using these materials in their civil engineering curriculums. If there are any universities that could be interested, please let us know. This is a very important thing for Bentley, and we have to continue investing on this front. So let's take a look at the product and technology part of this equation as the second response. In Bentley, our goal is to create a value chain. Our goal being the outcomes located in the center of the diagram you see there, to create a sustainable and resilient infrastructure by increasing the efficiency in planning, design, construction, and operations, by improving collaboration between disciplines and teams, and by reusing the data throughout the life cycle. Does this remind you the cartoons I showed you at the beginning? But how do we do that? We are doing this by delivering our transportation industry solutions, not individual tools, but the full solutions. Bentley Open applications running on desktop, Bentley iTwin applications running on cloud, or could be even third-party applications, can be a part of this solution. And as you see at the most outmost circle, everything is sitting on Bentley iTwin platform. That is our common data environment where you can create and manage your own solutions, whether they are originated from Bentley products or others. Here I have to read this disclaimer statement, getting into a little bit of product release details. Release plans and timelines are forward-looking estimates and projections only. There can be no assurance that Bentley will be able to meet such estimates or projections by the date specified or at all. Do not make purchase decisions based on forward-looking roadmaps. Okay, what's new in OpenRoads 2024? OpenRoads 2024 version is going to be released very soon with the rest of the stack with OpenBridge, OpenRail, and OpenTunnel. In this release, as you know, linear and point geometry are the core to the most civil designs. And this release brings several enhancements, making these important tools easier to learn and easier to use. It includes a reworked complex redefined tool, and it includes a new geometry alignment replacer tool to easily move corridors and could be other civil ruled objects from one alignment to another. It's not only limited to this, but we made other geometry enhancements. For example, we added new snap icons that provide visual feedback, making it much easier for designers to know when point and line snaps are persisted. We added new manipulators that makes it easier to rotate geometry and drainage points. We added new tools to easily define deed boundaries and write legal descriptions. And obviously, it's not only geometry improvements. We added the ability to select custom IFC schema mapping definitions. And now you have integration with OpenGround, which seamlessly brings geotechnical data into road and rail projects. We added a new example workspace using international feet. Also, a few others like drainage reporting enhancements. We added to have an option for viewing profiles left to right or right to left, and new tool to convert 2D contour graphics to 3D for terrain creation. Why OpenRoads 2024? We always listen to you and prioritize your needs. That's our goal. And that's what we did in this release as well. I remember in last year's Civil User Conference keynote, I remember very clearly that we said 2024 will be a year that quality and stability will be our #1 priority. And that's what we did. We put a huge focus on quality and stability. We addressed more than 1,000 defects. 250 of them are stability issues that we resolved. And then we resolved more than 170 service cases that was reported by you in the last year or two. So we believe in that OpenROADS 2024 is going to have utmost quality and stability, but it's not enough. We will continue down the same path moving 2025, which we will get into that soon. If you would like to know more about what's new in OpenROADS 2024, please join Dan Ahern and Jonathan Thmit at 11:30 Eastern today. OpenBridge 2024. In OpenBridge 2024, we added the ability to have deck counters, which allows the generation of contour lines. And these elements can be used for hydraulic design purposes, such as how to analyze deck water flow pattern. We added a lot of DOT customizations. We are doing many things for DOT customizations in which, for example, we did beam depths and notches at the end of girders. We added peer customizations for multiple DOTs and staggered balls for field splices and many others. In addition to that, you now can display elevation view of a CLI girder, which indicates different plate sizes or variations in plate thicknesses, web heights, etc. There's one more important thing that I have to mention, which is adding item types to parametric cells. You didn't have this before. If you constantly use parametric cells for bridge modeling, and now you are able to attach item types. And as OpenROADS, International Food Workspace example is also provided. One thing I forgot to mention in the previous slide is that this is true for all the products we have. We are, again, doing a limited access program, and we all invite you to join our limited access for OpenROADS, OpenBridge, OpenTunnel, OpenRail. As we did last times, we are going to give you a certain amount of time. You're going to have an opportunity to have a sneak peek in the version that is going to be released, and you will have the opportunity to provide us feedback before we release these versions. If you are interested in knowing more and details about what's new for OpenBridge Designer or OpenTunnel Designer, please join Alex Mabridge at 1:30 p.m. Eastern today. What's new in OpenRail 2024? We did many important improvements on OpenRail 2024 this year. Let's get started with right-to-left profiles. For example, when tracks are running from east to west, profile drawings need to be oriented from right to left. And this is also applicable for OpenROADS. We added this same thing in OpenROADS, that now you have the option to easily change from left to right or right to left with a simple toggle. Now there's a new Kant workflow that combines design of Kant, track speed, and track geometry. That's seamlessly integrating the new regression tool that we developed. The updated Kant table provides a single view to easily evaluate complex problems, such as turnout locations and yard areas, while greatly improving the performance in longer alignments. We added an updated turnout bending method, and this method calculates the track geometry on turnout areas with respect to the UK requirements. In this project, Network Rail UK is involved, and now this new method added for the UK market. Very important new regression workflow added. Now it's tailored to the iterative nature of best fitting and regression, lines and arcs and spirals. And it eliminates the previous linear workflow. It adds flexibility to allow designers to mix methods and tools to do their work by choosing when to work in plan view or table views or curvature diagrams. Also, we added multiple profile tool so that you can easily and accurately project, view, and analyze multiple tracks stacked on each other in a single view. If you'd like to know more about what's new in OpenRail 2024, please join Kıvanç Karakaş and Håkan Norling on Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. So what's next for Bentley Civil? As we said before, we always listen to you and your needs. What will be done from our side has to meet your demands and requirements. And our conclusion is that product stability, quality, and performance is still your number one concern, and that we will continue working on those and make it better in 2025 as well. Obviously, it's not the only thing. We have to ensure the productivity for DOTs, rail agencies, and engineering consultants. And your feedback drives our development in areas like ease of use for the product, the entire product, or ease of use specifically for the geometry functionality, improvements on drone production, civil digital delivery work that I'm going to touch on later, and improved reporting tools. And I'm also honored to tell you that we are cooking something really, really nice, which I'm not allowed to give you a lot of details at this point. However, I can tell you that we are building the next generation site engineering application. It's going to be revolutionary when it comes to site project design. And this will be very, very different than what you have seen before. We are going to utilize AI to automate the repetitive tasks. We are going to reduce the planned production time significantly and achieve 10 times faster productivity. It will be premiered and demoed in Year in Infrastructure 2024 this year on October 9. I strongly recommend you to either watch live or on demand, but register for YII. So the third and final response to industry challenges, digital project delivery. Almost everyone has a different interpretation of what digital delivery is. Industry challenges for digital project delivery come in many forms, with an evolving workforce, obviously, increasing demands from clients, that's constant, and changing business expectations. And they typically stem from how we consume and deliver the project. But really, what is it? It is to convey design intent in a way that project stakeholders can understand it. I have to underline the word understand it. We have to convey the design intent for others to understand it. And we are driven by that same purpose. We would like to present project information in ways that you are familiar with, that you are comfortable with, and it's understandable to all project stakeholders. So today, the way we do this is through sheets. But what if we reimagine how this could be done? At Bentley, we understand the challenges that you face when implementing digital project delivery. This has prompted us to reimagine how projects are delivered, not only to meet these demands, but radically improve project delivery for the betterment of the infrastructure engineering sector. We need to meet people where they are. With these tools, we need to provide a bridge, or we can call it a stepping stone, with technology to ease the implementation of digital delivery. That's why we have provided robust analysis tools. We provided easy to access tools for data, and we provided support for formal QA/QC processes. But we see this as an opportunity to elevate our industry to the next level. And again, we need to meet you in the middle. We understand that going directly to digital project delivery is a steep learning curve. That's why we felt that integrated plan sets are going to help you get there. Bentley Infrastructure Cloud provides a holistic view of the project. It's not like, okay, I have some plans over here, and I have another model there. I have some data and report somewhere else. No. Bentley Infrastructure Clouds have one integrated digital deliverable that meets the different demands from all project stakeholders. Here, Bentley Infrastructure Cloud makes the model accessible, opening up the data via the cloud, addressing both simple and detailed engineering workflows that provide ready self-service for specific use cases. Like here with the detailed drainage model, which open up efficiencies in both delivery and consumption with new workflows that really do not require the heavy desktop applications or the typical detailed drawing productions practices needed for the project consumption. Again, here, the model is the source of the project data. There is no doubt about it. Today's workflows produce the sheets, but we still need to understand the model and validate it. This can be done in Bentley Infrastructure Cloud independently from the desktop design tools and processes. Here we have one such example of dynamic model analysis. It helps you to review crossfalls, super elevation, and construction depths interactively to identify issues in the model, if there is any. And here we see an example of sheets and models offering new, interactive, but familiar workflows for you that provides synchronized navigation between the views on the same data. Now you have a single cohesive interface with 3D views, profile views, cross-section views, all synchronized. And now you have on-demand measurement labeling tools within the model. If you are interested in knowing more about this, please join Joy Llewellyn at 3 p.m. Eastern today. I'd like to quickly touch base on DOT adoption status as the last thing. Today, there are 37 state DOTs adopted open roads and 27 DOTs adopted open bridge. And this number keeps increasing every day. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank state DOTs, but not only them, but also all government agencies all over the world and engineering consultants for their partnership. Over the decades, our DNA is built on working closely with you. We certainly would like to remain that way and further improve it. Our mission remains empowering you, our users, to design, build, and operate better and more resilient infrastructure. Please remember, we are successful only if you are successful. Thank you very much for listening to me.